Streaming live. Oh, well, hello! Welcome to a special edition of Higher Thought. We've got a couple of guests on the bill today from the AOC family. Because as we were just discussing, our co-hosts, they're just dropping like flies. So, welcome to Higher Thought. I'm Nayday. This is the #1 fake news program on AOC. And Donald Trump would be very glad to admit that. Right? So yeah, it's been a slow fake news week. So, we can talk about it. Acadiana, if you want to get in on the action, the number's going to pop up on the screen here eventually. It's 366-8950. And, we got some good people around. We got Jacob here. Ow, ow, he says. And, of course, Shahid is about to come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun today. We've got a lot to talk about. Not really, but hey, we'll make it happen. It's Thursday, October 11th, 366-8950, and hey, we got joining us.
This is the debut of my haircut.
Oh, it's a nice haircut.
Dude, it's just nice to have it out of, don't get it. Yeah, just pretend like we're not here. Just pretend like we're not home.
He's breaking in.
This is what I did one time when my buddies invited me to a Three Doors Down concert.
Come join us, man.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Shahid.
Good.
Hey, but I thought you asked me to do the show.
Yeah, I was just sitting until you got here. I'm going to hop out in a sec, but I figured I'd say my 5 minutes.
Come on, man. Now, you have to always consider CP time, man. I'm on
Caucasian. I'm on Caucasian people time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm on color people
time.
time.
Right? I'm on cute people time.
Cute people.
Now, I really believe that y'all thought that before I even got here. Well, I guess he's on color people time. But you don't want to say it because you may think you're offending me.
Well,
but I'm going to give you a pass.
Okay.
Say, Shahid, I know you on CP.
On CPT.
No,
We're all on CPT.
I want to
cute people time.
I want to use this to prove that I wish I was on CP whatever because
CPT.
I watched Atlanta. Colored people time. I'm a color. It's just a very mild, bland color. Okay, y'all watched Atlanta?
Call us CP3PO.
I heard C3PO is actually Luke's. That they're brothers because Anakin made him. Boom.
Oh, well,
See, man,
that doesn't
I
make
do
him a
wanna
brother
say-
now. He is a white robot. He is a white robot now.
He's a super white robot.
Say, man, but I want to say, man, I appreciate you having me on the show today.
Oh, man, it's
high
good.
thoughts.
Yes.
Higher
And,
thoughts.
we talking about some thoughts that is real high on
Like
this
up
program.
there.
Come on.
Yeah, like, man.
Well, I got one real quick that is maybe only medium high, but the thing that it comes from is like pinnacle. I don't know if y'all watch. I think you've watched Atlanta. I finally watched
I watch
the
Atlanta.
first season of Atlanta, and they have this scene where, or it's an episode toward the end of the season that's called Montague, and the whole thing is like this public access a discussion show. It makes me
Okay.
think of.
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
a little nicer because it's the Atlanta public access.
Wow.
But so they have a scene in it where they're showing a girl, a black girl is like they're telling her, when to show up early and when to show up late. It says whenever someone invites you over to their house, show up 10 minutes late. You don't want to show. but they and it's one of these. It's like a super like
It's
real.
actually like this,
they don't
man.
mind
When you look
waiting
at a
at their house.
movie,
Yes.
right, it's actually like this. When you look at a movie, say let's take a horror, right?
Which, by the way, are those 3D glasses?
Oh, man, yes.
Those are those heterochromia. What are the new glasses that'll make you?
Heterochromia?
He told me I look cool.
Enchroma.
I like them. I like them.
Enchroma. Those glasses that'll let a colorblind person see color.
Oh yeah,
They
I
just
I
came out,
seen
dude.
That online.
Dude, they have like all these
What?
videos of like a kid or a dad or whatever, and they get it. And man, they just like start crying. Because it's like they've never.
Jacob,
What?
we're bouncing somewhere. I know this is how I thought.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
Well,
I
want to
like,
complete a
You might be on
Okay,
a
okay, I'm
different
sorry,
kind
I'm
of
sorry.
higher thought. It's got multiple levels. It's got multiple levels.
I'm actually gonna
Okay.
pop out for 2 seconds, but I'm listening.
Well, that's what she said.
What you ducking under the camera?
Well, that's probably the first time he has it. He's popping out for 2 seconds. Something he probably tells his girlfriend often, huh?
No, let me get on that side.
All right. Get my good side.
Yeah, get your good side, man.
Well, I mean, both sides are good, but So yeah, we were talking about how Higher Thought is the #1 fake news show on AOC. Why
Really?
not?
That's what it's a fake news?
Fake news? Well, I mean, maybe Donald Trump would call us fake news.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree with that.
Who's
man.
to
I
say?
agree with that. I want to give a shout out to Holly. Thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
I was hoping to have seen you here tonight.
Well, she was a little under the weather, apparently,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and we get it, so,
Yes.
wishing her well.
Wishing you well.
You know,
Get
wishing
well.
old Chris Cadlick well over in Alexandria.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, our original host of Higher Thought.
Okay, yeah, Chris, man. Yeah, beautiful brother, man.
Yeah,
Beautiful
he's a
brother.
good guy.
Yeah.
He's
And
over
say-
there, I think,
say-
working in lawns now.
And when I was asked to come co-host the show tonight with
Mm-hmm.
you, man, like I said, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Guess what I had in mind to bring?
Okay, yeah.
A big, gigantic thermal mug, man.
In honoring Chris.
In honoring
you know?
Chris, man.
Because,
yes,
of course,
indeed.
he would drink the thermal mug. It would have tasty beverages
Yes, yes, he
within
did.
the mug. So, but yeah, we love all our co-hosts, and of course, Mark. You know, we're missing Mark.
Yes, and R.I.P.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mayhe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I've got, as you see, a big colorful sheet. You probably can't see it up there yet, but yeah, of a lot of stuff to talk about because I wasn't sure if it'd be, maybe a solo show, and I was coming prepared.
See, and again, I'm gonna
I'm a
have to
professional.
explain that, man. It's good. It's all right to think CPT. It's all right to think that. However, always appreciate that I'm gonna show up anyway.
Oh, well, sure, man. Well, I grew up with my mom. Like, we'd show up, 20,
No,
30 minutes
actually,
late
I'm
everywhere.
gonna be honest with you, man. This is what I'm getting old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I took a nap. This is how you know you're getting old. I took a nap,
man.
man. And when I woke up, I noticed it was 15 minutes or 5:45, right?
Uh-huh.
And I jumped up. I said, "Damn, man, let me get ready for bed."
So it was like
I
waking
said,
up
"Damn,
from a
let
dream.
me get ready for bed." So that's how you know you're
back
getting
home.
old, man. That's how you know you're getting
Yeah.
old, man. So I really come out of nap to prepare for bed, man.
Coming out of the nap to prepare for bed. I usually, it's got to happen for me here lately. I'm getting that age as well where a weekly nap is
weekly
necessary
nap,
just
yes,
to get me
sir.
through the week.
Man, naps are nice.
Naps are nice.
Yeah.
Naps are nice. So, yeah, we're moving right on along. CPT time, of course.
Compton? Is that Compton? That's racist. Okay.
What?
Compton?
No,
CPT.
no. You see, you're supposed to see that, and when you call it up, you could kind of kill it right there. Let's get this
yes.
stuff out of us so we can recognize it. Then we
Well,
kill it.
there's a lot to that, man, of giving voice, especially to something that's a little uncomfortable, or you don't.
Right.
It's just it makes it easier to get along and to like hear where the other kind of put yourself in each other's shoes and stuff.
Sure.
Cool.
But so what's the deal? Give us.
All right.
You obviously prepared.
Well, the first topic, I guess, we can talk about, one of my favorite things. I've got a couple stories about vaginas.
Oh.
Hey.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
there was this one article I read, headlined, "Female dolphins weaponize their vaginas."
Whoa.
Weaponize it.
Weaponizing their vaginas.
Explain this to me.
Okay, so apparently male dolphins are all dogs, and they like gang rape these
Yeah, I've
female
heard that.
dolphins.
Right.
But the female dolphin like apparently has the ability to pick which one fertilizes. They can like flush out all the other stuff.
Kind of like a duck,
Whoa.
dude.
Yeah, and the ducks are the same
Yeah,
way. It
dude.
actually said that in the article, like that male ducks gang
They
rape.
do. I mean, this is like
This
a
is
theme in the
crazy.
animal.
This is
kingdom.
crazy.
Yeah. There's all kind of. I mean, I'll tell you a secret, people, and this is something to just make us think a little more broadly. There's not a lot of consensual sex in the animal kingdom.
It does not appear so.
Well, I tell you one thing, man. If we gonna say that, really, there's not a lot of consensual sex among the human beings.
Right.
I
Some
mean,
people
be
might
honest.
Well,
give in,
consensual, but maybe not like ideal. Maybe what the whole thing is. A lot of times it's like, you're having your fun, you're shaking, and each one of you is like, oh
No,
man,
we
but I
are
could be.
actually
I
talking.
could
We are
be
actually
doing that.
talking about gang rape.
Well, but I mean that's not.
That don't become consensual. I don't think.
Well,
Well,
no, unless
I mean-
it's like a cosplay kind of thing. You know?
And I guess like, do the animals have conscious thought?
Yeah, I see.
Whoa.
Okay, for
I mean-
me, dude, I'm like, how could they not? Because it's kind of like the
Well, we got Mike on the line.
Oh yeah, this guy's great, man.
Yeah. Mike, what's up, man? What's your thought on the dolphin vagina?
Well, sir, I know that those critters they don't have like a conscience like we do. We have a little device that says, gee, this is not working. We need to go to the Stein's hardware store and get another one.
Whoa.
Well, do you think, like, maybe even human beings at their primitive state, like, we maybe did the same thing and, like, hey, let me procreate right quick? And
Well, I mean, yeah, until,
Remember,
that's the...
Remember, they have the humanoids and the fallen angels that taught you to be naughty playboy way back then. Remember the fallen angels?
Well, it's in our animal DNA, and I mean that's why they say males are dogs, is because we can get as many women pregnant as we want.
Yeah.
Women can only get pregnant by one guy, so they have to be more selective.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're you can call them the receptive sex. You know, they're the ones that kind of deal with the aftermath.
Right.
Of the experience.
Yeah.
So they choose wisely.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, man, the dolphin thing is deep. That is deep. I didn't know that.
Man did not have the same pharmaceutical Viagra.
No, it just used to be called a Joshua tree bark or something.
Well, it was just really testosterone from, like, I don't know, killing people, beating your head on the white with a stick, you know?
When you only live to 33, so like you're virile most of the time.
Right.
Wow.
And speaking of vaginas, I've got another vagina story if y'all want to even get to that.
I definitely am into wherever we're going.
Apparently, Mike, do you want to give one more comment on the dolphin vagina?
Yes, sir. You're going to ask, did the aliens mix with the dolphins like they do the humans?
Ooh.
Because you know the aliens and you know the U.S. government, you know they've been doing that for a long time, brother. I'm talking about aliens with skin. I'm sure that would put you in such a bind, you'd probably go see some white lightning. They reproduce with humans, but you talk about, do they reproduce with other species? That's something I have to figure out, bro, because look here. They have humanoid reproductive people walking around with weaponized those. I'm sure they could probably pick you up and throw you across a room, you know.
Well,
what are your names?
Don't tell him, Mike.
Magic Mike.
I won't give you that information.
I will leave you with this, Mike. The thing that most worries me is breeding between the U.S. government and dolphins.
Whoa.
Yes.
You've seen a dolphin before? How faithful they're, so friendly. Can you put C4 on me and me go bump?
Hey, I say we just have like this big universal orgy and just like bump all our planetary balls together.
Ooh, now you're talking.
Wow. That's some intense shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need my
I'm
own...
sure the aliens have orgied with everybody. You know, probing everybody.
They actually do reproduce with humans. So if you're going to have a weaponized vagina, you probably meet her at one of the colleges. This is my daughter, Herb.
Oh my God.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Mike.
hear the phone in the other room.
Excellent.
Somebody's calling to complain about this.
Wow.
Well, you know, what can you do? Yeah, if you want to give us a call, 366-8950. We're talking dolphin vagina and now moving on to human vagina. Okay. There's apparently a disturbing trend going on that women are trying to cleanse their vaginas with peeled cucumbers.
They trying to cleanse their vaginas.
Right.
With...
Peeled cucumbers.
Whoa. I guess the antioxidants from the cucumber.
And that's kind of what the thought was. But it's supposed to help out with the smell and reduce the risk of STIs, apparently, is what this fake news story said. Wow. But apparently it's been proven false on both of them. It's apparently very dangerous for the vagina to stick a peeled cucumber. Right. And it doesn't help with the smell. In fact, it makes it worse because it like releases some kind of acid.
That's obvious. That's someone that's...
So, women of Acadiana, please, if you already are putting cucumbers in your vagina...
That is fake.
That's fake. Yeah, that's a fake news story. It's not safe. Won't reduce the risk of your STIs. Just wear a condom like everybody else.
Wow.
You know?
Yes.
So, welcome to Higher Thought.
Yes, and
we're really up there tonight.
Yes, it is. Yes, you are.
So, yeah, we always got some stupid stuff to talk about Trump. Do you even want to go there?
Well, yes, let's talk about Trump, man. Trump is like...
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Trump is apparently, I don't know, I'd say he's the least presidential acting of any of the presidents in American history. Like, what are some of the things that he does that makes him non-presidential acting, and how is a president supposed to act?
Wow. I think a president, first, I would like to answer the second question. Look like when we get on discussions like this, it's real serious. It becomes serious simply because you're talking about the citizens of the United States is involved. So I think that he's not presidential at all, because a president supposed to somehow project themselves as a dignifying human being. Now, now some people would look at that and
how should a president act?
Some people will look at that and want to define what dignified is, have our opinions what dignified is.
The way that I see it, just like literally the way I visualize it often, like I saw the one today where they're doing
about Cuba or something.
Well, this was, I don't know what they're signing, but it's an executive order for something. He's got the signing ceremony, and he's gotten over to the podium after sitting at the desk, but he never got around to signing it. And, they're all, carrying on everything, and he just goes to walk out, and Pence is, like, trying to get his attention.
To come back.
And it just feels like the way it just feels like me when I'm a kid, and I just, don't know what's going on, and I'm just kind of like...
It's just a circus
act.
Right.
Yes. It's a circus act, exactly. But, like I'm saying, is that even that, holding the office of the highest office in the land of the United States...
Well, surely.
Tells you that ain't even dignified. We talking about someone, don't even know when he's supposed to sign the executive order.
Well, he doesn't show very much class.
I just think he's got a lot of, it's really easy for him to start
spouting off.
Just kind of like make in it. Like, that's just a very, naive way to be making, everywhere you go, you kind of bumping into people and making enemies. You see ESPN, he's feuding with them. It's just, it just seems like it's too easy for him to start. Like, he can't just dial it back, just, like, for real, like a G, just let it.
But every president before him had advisors saying, "Hey, don't do this." But it's almost like Trump got in on his sensationalism that he's had in the media, and this far right wing that's going against the far left wing when most of us are here in the middle.
Well, I think that is so true, and I really think that he just kind of genuinely is good at keeping yes men around him and just ignoring, which honestly can be a skill at sometimes in your life when you're working at something that maybe is unpopular or just something that's hard that trying to do something that seems ridiculous, like quitting your job to write a play or something crazy. But in this case, it's man, you gotta listen to people that disagree with you in order to.
I was telling you,
make a fuller
when
decision.
Nick was asking that question, it appears that every time a discussion concerning, excuse me. The discussion concerning Trump, the discussion become very serious. It becomes very mind-provoking.
Right. Because
and it's simply because, excuse me, Nick, I'm sorry. It's simply because his demeanor, his disposition forces us to have, just common people that's not associated with the political forum discussing his inability to be presidential. You
and that's what it all boils down to, left or right. This guy is unpresidential. At least in that he doesn't act like any of the presidents before him, as far as being dignified, and that's kind of the good way that you put it.
Well, and I think that for me, I really like to ignore the news as more and more. As I get older, just try not to pay too much attention. But the reason why it's so troubling, and I think the reason why it's so quick to become this contentious argument whenever he's brought up in any, even people that agree or people that can civilly disagree, is that the presidency is just too powerful. The fact The fact that that guy's the boss of me in real life, like
Exactly.
can really like make decisions that affect me and my community. That ain't right. Like we've got to have the discussion.
Checks and balances.
Yes, exactly. We don't have that anymore. Now it's still there, but Congress doesn't assert the authority that it can. The courts are still kind of
that even boils down to they're all bought and paid for.
That's
exactly.
it.
You know, I mean, and
they're
it
all
really boils
millionaires.
down
It's
to
definitely an agenda.
But
well, you know, it's so much like the NFL. It's a bunch of millionaires pretending. You know?
And this is all just political theater, and we talk about that a lot here on Higher Thought. But one other point I wanted to bring up.
Are we going back to the vaginas?
We can always go back to vagina.
Okay, cool.
I hope so. You know? Can you go back?
I mean, that's better than bumping our universal balls. You know, I mean, but anyways. One other point I wanted to bring up, it seems very interesting that Trump feuds with all these people that used to be his best friends.
Corker, dude.
Like
Bob
Clinton,
Corker.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
He was
that's
great
true,
friends
dude.
with them.
Yeah,
and
that's
this
a
past
good
week it made headlines about Eminem doing the little freestyle about Trump.
I know.
And they were good friends, good buddies. Caller, you're live on Higher Thought.
Turn your TV down, please.
I want to comment on a statement your counterpart said a few minutes ago.
Okay?
Okay, he said about Congress not moving. Well, Congress is part of the problem because if they would set term limits, the good old boys wouldn't be together, you know, holding back on what really needs to be done.
I don't think
There's
term
no work
limits.
getting done.
Term limits, it's a nice sounding solution, but I don't think that really will play into it, because what you'll have then is somebody who, well, he's only got 6 years, so he'll get in and just more quickly do the bidding of the people that got him there.
Switch from Senate to CEO, pretty much.
Yes,
you know,
and then
it would get rid of career politicians, is what they call it.
Well,
have term limits as well. It works in states.
Right.
It can work.
oh yeah, I'm not saying it's
It
not
gets rid of career
yeah,
politicians.
Yeah. I would just point out
Well, when you talk about really,
the
but when you
revolving
talk
door
about-
is part of the problem, where you go and do your time in the Senate, and then however long it is, if that term limit makes it shorter, then they go take their $5 million a year job for doing the bidding of the people that got them in there while they were in there. So term limits are a solution, but it's not a cure-all.
But I think that a term limit is somehow, in some cases, necessary, because if you have this revolving door, right? Right now, we are in an environment that certain people that are running for office is bidding the cause of the people, because the people is actually, you know, their voice is being heard. Now, I know when we look in the past and everything, most of our politicians, I'm talking about like, you take the Trump situation. They say he has these far right thoughts, right? Now that was a people voice that was pushing him.
Well,
in
he's
that
representing a certain thought,
Right.
from the
But-
a perceived thought that the media has created on the far right.
Exactly.
Because we're mostly in the middle.
That's agreed.
Well, here's the thing, though. Trump ran as a Republican, but he's been a registered Democrat his entire life.
Exactly.
Right,
That's what we were
right.
saying is fishy about it. He's friends with Eminem and Hillary and all them. All his
He said it years ago. If he ever had to run for president, he'd run as a Republican because they're stupid. You know?
Right,
And
right.
And lo and behold, he's the president of the United States. Even though he was grabbing them by the vaginas and, you know,
By
and
the,
shooting people
dolphin
and go back to
vaginas, yeah.
Mexico and rapists and, you know, with all the negativity, you know, the people still voted for him. And those same people got their Meals on Wheels cut, you know, and,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
taxation without representation. And it's all happening. It's all coming to fruition. And nobody believed that it was going to happen, but he's doing it.
That's right.
Well, it's all two sides of the same coin, and you know, I mean, this presidency has shown it more so than ever. You know that it's two sides working on the same team,
Yeah.
pretty much, and they're
I
just
have a
trying to
question
divide
for you.
us. Go ahead.
Okay, what is your take on the anthem thing? Like,
The what?
really?
The NFL's taking a knee during the anthem or whatever, and I mean, it's all I guess started about the police brutality, and
Last year,
Right.
sure.
Well, my thoughts on that. My thoughts primarily is from the initial protestation that took place by way of Colin Kaepernick.
about
Just
police brutality.
yeah, about police brutality, exactly, and the inequality.
Young black males.
Exactly. And I think they trying to change the narrative, trying to say that we as Americans,
as decisiveness within our country.
Exactly.
And the media is doing that, and Donald Trump is jumping on the bandwagon.
Oh, surely.
Yes. But at the
It's
same
as if
time,
it's almost been written in a script, and they're just acting it out.
That's all.
Here's the thing. I'm a vet. I serve my country. All right. I fought for my freedom that I have today.
Which we appreciate.
There are some people in the African American community that will say, well, the flag hasn't represented our culture as well as it should have. Our blood was shed in all those wars fought for this country everywhere in the world. Okay, but we still came home to slavery. We still came home the back of the bus, fountains and segregation and dogs and beatings and lynchings. You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
My freedom to protest in the First Amendment, you know what I'm saying? It's a right that we fought for and have. You know? So,
but again, I'm going back.
Non-violent protest. Not waving a Nazi flag and a Confederate flag and burning flags and wearing it as a swimsuit or a head rag. You know, it's silent. Why? Because it's a platform where attention is on. And
that's political correctness, too.
Police brutality.
Well, I mean,
it's that simple. And the media is making it out of something else.
Well, the media is definitely liberal, and they believe in freedom of speech unless you disagree with them.
That's all it is. That's what it is.
And I actually have a study about that right here with some good statistics. They, based on this university study across the country, 46% of students know hate speech is protected by the First Amendment. However, 48% don't think it should be protected by the First Amendment.
That's kind of balanced.
56%.
Who are we to change the very Constitution that he swore to?
I mean, hey, slavery was originally in the Constitution.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You have to defend the Constitution. It is our way of life. And he's just stepping all over it like a shitty diaper.
Well, yeah, and we can't say that word on AOC apparently, but we do sometimes. It's
we
all
appreciate
good,
your thoughts, man.
I apologize.
No problem.
It's all good. Yeah, man. Thanks for the call. Hey, Thursdays at 6. We check us out every week, man.
Yes, sir.
And y'all have a good one. All right, so yeah, callers coming with the fire tonight. Hey, if you want to keep on calling, folks, 366-8950, press 2.
Press 2.
So, and kind of finishing up with that study here, because this was, I thought, relatively interesting. 56% of college students support disinviting guest speakers that are too extreme. And Democrats actually have a 19% higher number than Republicans do on that.
Really? Wow.
So they want to censor people more so than the right.
But I think that in reference to free speech, I think that whether they spew
it's all good.
Hate, what we define as hateful speech, like we talk about the white supremacists that use terms like nigger and kill a Jew or whatever like that. That is their First Amendment.
I agree.
To sprue, although it may be hateful, right?
But it's as if these.
But at the same time, I'm sorry. But at the same time, if I'm in a situation where I could disinvite a person that I deem to be spewing hateful, articulating hateful words, I should have that right.
Freedom from...
Well, you can protest against that,
freedom
but
from
don't
separating myself if I'm in control of an environment. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
I think now you're just getting to property rights, right? I mean, because if it's the public space, like I'm inclined to go like way too far in protecting free speech to where if you have someone out there spewing hatred about transsexuals or white people or whatever, anybody, but some very unpopular position, I'm not only inclined to let them speak, I'm inclined to create a buffer that they get some room where people can't just come right up into their face and yell that they're bigoted and hateful and stuff. Because it's so unpopular that you almost have to protect it because it's going to have a chilling effect. People will be afraid to express their hateful views because they're going to be fired or their lives could be ruined in an extreme situation.
Well, right, but at the same time, it is their First Amendment.
Well, and a broken clock is right twice a day, man. You got to let people speak in order to have the full range ideas and reality. You have to let people have ridiculous views, man.
Well, and basically, kind of what the study is about is basically how like the millennial generation and universities all across the country essentially are asking for censorship and asking for take away our First Amendment, please. Take away our Second Amendment while you're at it.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, like,
we lost most of the rest of them already.
Well, but it's just like they are kind of hypnotizing and brainwashing this generation through the universities. To basically
change the
take away our constitutional rights of freedom of speech,
protect my feelings.
To what point? Yeah, to what point do you have the right to not have your feelings hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, because
that's
part of growing up. Is sometimes your feelings are gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and I remember when I was a kid, this saying that I loved, and then I remember it got changed, 10 or 12 or 15 years ago in a commercial for against bullying or something. And the phrase was, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." Mm-hmm. And I know, parents today who really do believe that it's the other way around, that words are what really hurts. And I can understand that point of view. But you're not doing your child favors by telling them that words hurt.
Right.
Because, sure they hurt, but like if you can be strong enough to take those, to let that just wash off of you, man, that's a strength that you can use in your life.
Yeah, I think they was trying to create a society of docile people.
Mm-hmm. That's the conspiratorial mind. Yeah. I mean, I would like to think that's not it.
Well,
I would
the
like
rest
to
of
think
the world
views
Americans as a bunch of brainwashed sheep.
That's true.
Just stupid Americans.
Anti-intellectual. I think that's one thing that they think we're kind of.
We have our reality TV shows and our Facebook and tweets,
but we started all those business.
We've got a president that sits in the Oval Office tweeting all day. Eating his McDonald's.
Don't tweet and be president.
Tweeting about dolphin vaginas or whatnot.
Oh, he believed this.
Oh, yeah. So, are you guys soccer fans at all?
Man,
football?
I'm not a big sports dude, but I mean, I like soccer, and it is a shame that
everybody was talking about it this week. Man. It's the first time in 28 years.
I didn't realize
the United States is missing the World Cup.
I didn't realize it was that much of a qualifying thing. Where like I figured, we're a big enough country, we just go every.
It's one of the most watched
teams.
Oh wow, only 32.
And out of a lot more countries than that.
It's the most watched
on
sport on Earth.
Yep.
Wow. Actually, the Super Bowl is, and the World Cup is second.
The Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl is.
Because that's like 100 million people or more.
And then the third and fourth
is
both
the
Olympics.
World now.
Yeah, in the world.
Really?
And the third and fourth is the Olympics, and number 5 is WrestleMania.
What?
Yeah. Damn, SmackDown.
Yeah, man, you gotta pay for that. God, dog, they're raking in some money.
Well, it's $10 a month.
Oh, okay.
For the network. It's the network. You get all the pay-per-views. Yeah. Let's see. So, we're sad about United States not making the World Cup, but they'll still get their ratings.
But I did hear Fox paid $400 million for it this year, and like they will obviously. People will still watch, but not like
Rupert Murdoch can afford it.
Yeah, true that.
Let's see. Any other kind of news that's
I mean, you are so prepared, dude. I feel like
it's good
terrible
stuff.
For how little I prepare. Oh, did you see that yet?
Which one?
Oh, it's not
Thor and Ragnarok or whatever. Ragnarok.
It means Twilight of the Gods.
That's coming out this weekend. Expected to make $100 million.
Wow. Well, dude, what about Blade Runner? I haven't seen it yet, but it
looks awesome. It looks kind of like a Matrix kind of futuristic.
I know, dude. I think it's going to be really good.
I think it looks really cool. It made me want to go watch the old one because I didn't watch that since.
I've actually rewatched that one a few times. I'm like pumped for the new one.
Really? I kind of want to go see it.
Well, y'all leaving me out this conversation, man. What is she?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Oh,
it's
Blade Runner.
We're talking Thor movie coming out this weekend.
Yeah.
Blade Runner has been number 1. Get this one. Pornhub wants to make it easier to search for porn.
Okay, I want to say something like maybe cool. Okay, I make it a point not to like leave that history were I to visit such a site. Like on my computer, you wouldn't, if you type P, that won't come up. but I typed P the other day looking for something else. I was.
And you
it
seen
was
porn?
P.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
AI. They're using Virgin Mobile AI technology that's predictive.
It predicted it, dude.
Yeah.
But I've never gone to it on.
What it did?
And I thought my girlfriend had whoa, she was in my room the other day. Put a little.
Maybe so.
Maybe so, but maybe they just predicted it.
Like these phones and like all the new
It
technology,
freaks me
AI
out.
to where it like thinks for you. And
I was
stuff.
really just thinking like, oh crap, you know,
It's like at this
it's gonna
time,
look like I'm visiting porn
like he
on
looks
here.
porn every day at 6:30 p.m. You know?
I'll be right back.
Wow, man.
Oh wait, it's 6:35, running late.
Like all three of us leave the.
Yeah.
What's the site?
So I mean, I guess
Interesting.
all of the porn sites are getting smart and techie like everybody else. You know.
Yes, they targeting people.
Okay, here's what I was.
Eventually, you have to like scan your penis to like log in your phone.
Meat beat code.
Wow.
All right, right.
Well, okay,
I
I
got a big phone.
That's good. I don't.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so this is the thing I was thinking about the other day. Kind of plays into this porn thing, and more importantly, just like where we're going now. With a lot of people don't subscribe to cable anymore. I do, and a lot of you folks watching at home do, unless you're watching on the stream. But cable has these bundles that are like less and less. You know, there's a ton of channels, but it's like, what are you going to find on there? You're more likely to go and search out the content you want. Maybe on a Netflix or on YouTube or on any of these other video sites.
This is like $150.
Yes,
It's
but
ridiculous.
it's starting to get to where like I'm paying $10 a month to YouTube, $10 to Netflix. That just went up. Hulu,
Amazon,
Right.
Amazon Prime,
HBO,
HBO. Yeah, exactly. And so I think someone is going to come in pretty soon.
It's Amazon
with a new aggregate. Maybe
they're
they
getting
will.
ready to.
They're going to do
take
something
over.
like
Yeah,
that.
They're saying they're
where you
basically
pay them
they're
$60
getting
a
ready to
month
put-
and you get your porn
Get
and you get
everything.
your,
They're saying
all the
Netflix
stuff.
is about to go out of business because
they're
Amazon's
not fast
about to
enough.
do something.
I'm-
So we got a call coming in from the Crow. Yo, Crow, you're on the Higher Thought.
This day boss hog.
That Boss Hall.
Boss Ho.
All
That's
right.
Boss Hall?
This is number one thing.
Oh, okay, the number one Saints fan. I think that's Corey, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing today, Biddle?
Oh, we're doing
Doing
all right,
good.
man. How are you?
Okay, I need a prediction.
All right, what you got, man? The Saints play the Detroit Lions this Sunday.
That's right.
Um,
Y'all scores.
well, I mean, the Saints have won 2 in a row, but we're coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
The Lions lost to the Carolina Panthers last week, and we beat the Carolina Panthers, so logic says we should beat them.
Right.
I'm going to say 38-27.
Whoa.
Saints?
Saints?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how
I'll
about
put $10 on that. That sounds
27.
good.
38,
That sounds like,
27? I
yeah,
like
because
11
both
points.
teams pretty much allowed the,
a lot of points. 38-34 maybe for me.
Close game.
34?
38-34.
And
What-
what the other dudes say?
Nobody's.
Oh, no, I don't have a prediction, but I
I say
think you're right. I think the Saints are.
24-17.
24-17, a defensive
Whoa.
struggle.
Saints.
Saints.
Oh, you giving us a game, dude.
Well, Corey, do you remember who returned an interception for a touchdown and he picked off Peyton Manning in Super Bowl 44? Tracy Porter. Well, your boy Tracy Porter was arrested this week on domestic abuse and drug charges.
no.
What?
Yep. He ran, like, rather than picking the end zone, he picked the crack and, like, ran back to the prison.
But
And
that's
then beat his wife along the way.
it's a rough time being I mean, in all seriousness, man, they say something like 90% of NFL players are broke 6 years after they.
Oh, sure.
After they
90%?
broke, bro.
And they say
90%,
NFL
man.
player gets arrested every 3 days on average.
Jesus.
No, but y'all know.
Every 3
Wow.
days.
Is this fake news?
Is this fake news or what, Acadiana?
Colin, tell us.
Y'all know what the biggest thing is about the NFL?
What?
Uh-oh. Here's this. That's the secret. Listen.
Nobody want to get on their knee.
All right, bro.
That's the biggest thing.
Yep, that's it, man. Well, Corey, we appreciate your call as always. You watching the Philadelphia and Carolina game tonight?
Yeah, I'm kind of going to look at it.
All right. Well, they got Scam Newton's playing, and
North Carolina going to lose.
Yeah. Well, we hope Carolina loses as well, so the Saints can try to take over the division. But how about soccer, Corey? You watch soccer on a regular basis?
Let me tell you something, nigga. I barely watch it. Barely.
Well, you're like most Americans. Corey, we appreciate the call, man. So give us a holler next week, and we'll talk some Saints.
Oh, I sure will, bro.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Take care.
All right, y'all be good.
All right, later. All right. Cool. So how about some This Day in History, guys?
Ooh, I
This
would
Day
love
in
that.
History.
Yeah.
It happened.
This day.
1492. You want to guess?
No.
Columbus got us a day off school.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Columbus was this big dumbass back in the day.
Yeah.
And just like, they were like, okay, whatever. Basically they thought the Earth was flat. I
No, they
guess.
didn't.
They had globes back then. I know. But he actually hit the Caribbean today thinking that it was Asia. He thought he was in Asia, but it's like, oh, I'm on a beach.
It's a real bright bulb right there.
This is a good one. 1609, one of our favorite songs as kids. Three Blind Mice was published.
Whoa, is that from
You
Three
talking about
blind mice.
bubonic plague or
Three
something?
blind mice.
Cut off the tail with a carving knife.
Yeah.
it has all that in it?
Oh yeah, it's
Sing that song.
Three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been too long. It's been too long. Katie Ann called,
So
sing it to us.
the farmer's wife cut off her tail with a carving knife. The three blind mice.
Whoa,
something
that's
like
some
that.
violent shit going on.
I know.
All of
right?
those. What about London Bridges?
Yeah,
Falling
that
down.
one too.
Yeah, My
Yeah.
Fair Lady.
well, real quick, while you were on Columbus, I read that when he got back initially after going from his first trip, they clapped him in jail in Spain for like 6 months because of how he was treating the natives. And he gets out and goes right back. Cut off some more hands.
Rape
or
some
whatever.
Indians, just kind of like we're ducks and dolphins.
Wow.
Mike, what's up? Welcome back.
I got that website you were looking for. It's called homephobiac.com.
Homephobiac.
Homephobiac.com. When you join for $5.99 for 6 months, they send you a lifetime of semen pills and a lifetime of condoms. But you have to watch out. It's the dark web. It's from like.
Mike, don't reveal this. They're already tracking you.
The CIA that's trying to trick you so they can spy on your URL.
I hope you were on tour and everything else.
Only the real news gets to use the dark web. The
Yeah,
fake
that's
news
right.
has to stick to the real stuff.
Well, they would sell your mother-in-law on the dark web. Over with that. It'd be all over. And you have to remember, Christopher Columbus, those dudes, they smoked hashish and they had measles, so you have to watch out.
They had measles and the hashisha helped them.
Wow, man. Mike deep, man.
Mike, actually
Now
on
that's-
this day in 1773, the first asylum opened. I think you maybe could have fit in there. We all probably could have fit in well there. The first asylum opened in America, and it was called the Insane and Disordered Minds Asylum.
In 1792?
1773.
Oh, okay.
Right before the birth of America.
Wow.
America.
And
Yeah.
that there's a tradition we hold true today. We still have them there asylum called institutional bigotry of political BS. But you have to remember, in 1941 they made the first rubber condom. So you'd be happy you're an American. That's real rubber.
I wonder if aliens use condoms. Probably not. They like to make
They
demigods.
get off on the fact they can make little people after their kind. Look here, they use women to make their babies. And that's all fact. They got women that the aliens come visit them at their house, they remove the fetus and go and take off with it and grow that sucker on a ship. So you have little green children, baby.
The Immaculate Conception. There you go.
Wow, Mike.
Yeah. Mike, you
that's-
bring the science, man.
Bring the
What can I say?
That's right, bro. Remember, don't buy cookies from Girl Scouts with green tea. Y'all be good.
Okay,
You
Mike.
have a good one, Mike. Where does he get this stuff? I don't know. Let's see. Also, on this day in history, the first time that the Pledge of Allegiance was recited in public schools, 1892.
Wow. I thought it was sooner than that.
I figured as much as well, but apparently I guess the song maybe caught on in popularity like over the time. Because they didn't have like radio stations back then.
Exactly.
You know, so it kind of took
but
a while.
But you didn't have that many people either.
Well, right. But it had to travel all the way across the country. I mean, because I'm sure it came from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Everything came from the East Coast.
Yeah, the colonies and stuff, yes.
So, interesting. And I mean, like,
but in 1883, I think we had vehicles and stuff that's kind of moving around during that time, right?
Trains, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that was right when they were inventing cars. You know, I mean, like nobody had cars, pretty much. It was horses, trains. You know, maybe the wagon.
Right.
You know, if you're lucky. But yeah, and I guess like some students in school, they kind of look at these NFL stars as their idols, and they kind of take their stand during the Pledge of Allegiance.
And I think that, and again, bro, I think that's that situation, the exposure that situation is getting concerning the national anthem is confusing.
Well, sure, especially when you're uneducated about it and you don't know, and you're just seeing like, hey, my favorite wide receivers taking a knee during the national anthem. Well, I should do the same during a pledge, you know? So, and it's just like, is that good role modeling? I don't know. I don't know. Who's to say? Let's see, 1900, the first submarine was put into the USS Holland. It was put in the water and shipped off.
Wow, that's some nice history.
1901.
Who was the first one put a submarine? Yeah, it was
probably the Germans, I would imagine. Maybe.
Yes, it was the Germans.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yes. 1901. This is a good one. I didn't know this one. Teddy Roosevelt renamed the Executive Mansion to the White House. So it's only been called the White House since 1901.
I read that.
Yeah.
I read that.
I remember reading it back like 10, 15 years ago.
I read that before.
But interesting as well. Let's see, Alcatraz.
Come on in here, Jacob.
Yeah, come on, man. We're just going through history. 1933. Alcatraz became a federal prison.
Whoa.
In 1933?
1933, it opened up.
Wow, and I'm thinking Alcatraz came like real early.
Well, it was like on the island.
That's still pretty early.
You know, and...
Yes, 1933 is pretty early.
I mean,
considering the attention that it
during the Great
received.
Depression.
Well, and this is off. This is in the West, right? This is off the coast of California,
it's
right?
in San Francisco.
Man, it was the Great Depression too.
Oh, okay.
And we've got another caller. Hello, caller. You are live on Higher Thought. Welcome to the show, sir.
No,
turn on your
TV, or ma'am.
Hey, how y'all doing this afternoon?
We are good.
Fantastic, sir. How you doing?
All right. Yeah, I heard y'all over there taking a knee on the football games there. What do you reckon they got? Do you reckon it'd be cool if they did that on the Olympics too?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Hey, yeah.
Because then you're kind of then the knee to be taken would probably to not show, to not do it.
Well, they've done some protests like that before. They did like the Black Power thing during the Olympics.
John Smith.
Take a knee for the United States of America. To me, that's not too good.
Well, I will say, like, I'm all for what the football players are doing, but I kind of think if you're part of the U.S. team.
Well, sure.
Maybe it is not the place.
And plus, if you're getting paid, you do not have the right for freedom of speech on the job. You know, I mean, like if I say what I want to my boss, then my boss can fire me if I don't fulfill the contract, and that's in the NFL player's contract.
Well, it says should.
Is it?
It says
it's in the handbook for their pregame ritual.
It doesn't say they must. It says they should.
They should not.
They should stand.
But an interesting thing about it is I was reading earlier on how pretty much the NFL is the Players Association is pretty much bought and paid for by these like leftist liberal groups,
Really?
And they like fund a lot of the NFLPA stuff. So, and I mean, like you said, it's all just written political theater acting it out just to distract us from what's real in this world.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to taking a knee on the football games, or if they do it in the Olympics too, all I gotta say is I object.
Yes. Oh, sure, definitely.
And you have every right to.
And speaking of football, the little football history here, on this day, 1968, Leon Lett was born. You all remember Leon Lett?
Yeah.
Running the touchdown back for the Cowboys, and he's like, yeah, I'm about to score. And then, like, the little dude, like, comes running after him, knocks the ball out.
Whoa.
Yeah, that guy. So he was always one of the funnier players. He always had some mess-ups.
What about Rudy? When was Rudy born?
Is that Rudy the actor or Rudy the actual person?
Was that based on a true story? It can't be. What?
It was.
What Rudy?
What about the one about the Eagle, Eddie the Eagle? Did you watch that? It was the guy that wanted to go to the Olympics for something. Yes, the long ski jump.
And he was like,
that's a funny movie right there.
Yes, sir. well, caller, we appreciate it.
Well, yeah, y'all have a good night, and I just had to put my 2 cents in right there.
Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you, Sean.
Thanks for calling.
Take it easy.
All right, have a good one. If I didn't know, I thought it was him. But we knew. That's my boy. So.
Get a little assist.
Little rock and roll history for you. Jimi Hendrix formed The Experience on this day in 1966.
Wow.
1978, Sid Vicious got charged with murder for killing his girlfriend Nancy.
Nancy, man.
Yep.
Damn.
Wow.
And, of course, now in modern day, last year, 2016, the first male face of makeup label CoverGirl.
Whoa. In what year? 2013?
2016.
Male face?
A male face as the CoverGirl.
Easy.
Wow.
Breezy, beautiful.
Yeah, with the makeup
Cover
and
boy.
stuff. Yeah. Hey, it's the 21st century. They're actually having a gender swap day at my school next week. Or tomorrow,
What type of swap?
A gender swap. Like where guys can wear girls' clothes and girls
your
wear
school?
at my school.
Wow.
Times have changed.
Wow, this sounds like a false change to me.
Surely. Let's see. We've been working with about 4 or 5 minutes left here. We can get to a couple other things. I've got some good lists. 6 ways to remember things.
Help me.
Let's see. Things that are supposed to happen on first dates but don't.
Okay.
5 toxic beliefs to get rid of, and things that happen when you quit alcohol. So let's go with 6 ways to remember things.
Okay.
First off, you got to believe that you can remember it. And like a good example of this is remembering somebody's name. I am horrible at remembering names. Like it probably took me a few times to learn Shahid.
Yes,
you know?
yes,
and
yes.
And there was a couple times, you know what you do. You're like, hey, like,
how you
what's
doing?
up?
Yeah.
And you like wait for like your friend to ask you what your name is, and like get in on that. Oh yeah, Shahid, what's up, man?
Yes,
Yeah, I knew it the whole time.
Yes. I found myself in that situation.
But you got to believe in it, and you got to be conscious and thinking about it.
Right, when it happens, when the introduction takes
like,
place.
okay, I need to remember this name when you're like meeting.
But sometimes when we are introduced to people, we tend to introduce ourselves to people. Sometimes their name becomes irrelevant.
Well, sure. Well, it depends on the context, too.
The context of the introduction.
I mean, like, say it's like a boss, like a manager of a place you're applying at. Well, you need to remember their name, you know? So, but, I mean, like, even your coworkers, somebody you see every day, that it's that awkward walk by them every day because you don't know their name.
Wow, man, there's this person that comes here, man, to AOC, and I talks to him, I see him like at least twice a week. Right, and they remember my name, and I can't remember their name.
You just feel so guilty, and sometimes you wonder if they know that they don't know their name.
Exactly, because I think when you mention someone's name, it kind of enhances the discussion.
We're like talking to each other as humans.
Exactly, yeah.
So you got to believe you can, and then set the intention, obviously, that, okay, I'm going to remember this name. And then, understand it and process it. Use name association. Like put it in the file cabinet of your, like, say it's like you meet someone named Nicole or something like that. Or, I don't know, Lauren versus Jessica or Jennifer.
Oh, wow, man. It's going to be complicated.
Like you got a file cabinet of names.
Right, but this is becoming very complicated already because I was supposed to remember the first time?
I said a bunch of names, and they're all names that like I get mixed up too.
Again?
So believe that you can. Number one.
Okay, all right.
Set the intention.
I'm gonna remember that.
Okay, now I'm gonna remember this name. It's going in there. I'm putting it in the file cabinet. I'm gonna say it over and over again. I'm gonna associate it with something that I'll remember. Okay. You know, like okay, she's got the same name as my aunt's friend that I saw. You know, and I remember her name. So I'll just think of that every time I see them. And I'll remember their name.
Okay. That's the second process.
Visualize the name in your mind.
All right.
And then repetition. You know, just like, okay, keep on saying it over and over.
I'm actually trying to remember Josh's name. I hear it all the time.
Smooth Roz? Wait.
No, Josh. Who just left.
Oh, Jacob?
Oh, Jacob. Yeah, that's his name. Jacob.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Josh.
I thought his name was Josh, actually.
Josh. Okay. Well, yeah, they got a lot of other Joshes. But, I mean, I guess that can work as far as studying. You know, we got a lot of college students maybe watching us. Yes. So believe you can pass the test. You know, I will pass that test.
I will pass that
Understand
test.
the information, associate it with something, you know, part of your memory in your life. You know, visualize taking that test.
That was taught in school, too.
And, you know, study it. Read it over and over again. So we're about running out on time. It looks like we're about 20 seconds on this clock. But Shahid, it's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you, man.
And for Shahid here, Jacob, who was on the show earlier, I'm Nade. Another edition of Higher Thought. It was a good show. We love you guys. Katie, Anna, we'll see you next week, October 18th.
And thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. All right. And we'll hit that stream, then we good to go.
This one.
Man, that was fun.
Yes, it was.